Welcome back to Canada Movie Man. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about my top 10 favorite movies from the 2020s. So that's any movie that's been released from 2020 to 2025, not including any 2026 releases yet. What I did to figure out this list is to say which movies do I enjoy watching the most. So I'm not necessarily saying it's the best movie. It's just the one that I've already gone back to multiple times to watch because it makes me love movies. So that's why it's my favorite list and not necessarily the best movies from the last 6 years, if that makes sense. I'd also be interested in hearing what your lists or your top 10 lists are of your favorite movies. So please leave a comment down below. Maybe it's one I haven't seen I'd want to check out. So, please share that. Also, this is a new channel that I'm starting. So if you are interested in movies like I am and you like seeing these kind of top 10 lists, throw a subscribe on the channel, help it grow, and we'll see if we can take off. Now, with that being said, we'll get started. And the first one on the list is from 2021, and it's Spider-Man No Way Home. I'll be the first to admit, I got sucked into the nostalgia bait. Seeing three Spider-Man on the screen at the same time in the theater with everyone excited, cheering, it got me. I enjoyed it. I loved it. I had my popcorn. Yeah, I was all about it. Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland, all together fighting the bad guys. Loved it. And seeing William Dafoe and, obviously Jamie Foxx and those people come back as well. It was just great. And I thought John Watts did a great job of closing out his trilogy. I know we're getting a new Spider-Man this year, but John Watts won't be directing it. So definitely entertaining. One I still go back and watch. And yeah, good way to start the list at number 10. Number 9 was one that I was definitely surprised at, and it's moved up my list over the last couple of years, is Godzilla Minus One from 2023. I first saw this through streaming and wasn't as high on it back then, and I don't know if it was just the mood I was in, etc. But when I did get it on 4K and I watched it again, I was actually very impressed with this movie. The filming on location, practical, all that kind of stuff was really good. The way that the monster shows up on screen is really nice, and a lot of the times it's in the light, where I find a lot of monster movies, it's usually in dark, hard to see. So it was really, really nice that a lot of the filming on this one, you could actually see the monster, Godzilla. And the other thing that really caught me by surprise on this one is how character driven it was and the story behind it as well. It's not just monsters and action. So if you haven't seen that one, give it a try. I think you'll enjoy it. Number 8 is another one that caught me off guard. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once from 2021 again. This one, I didn't know, like I had heard, a lot of positive reviews about it, but I didn't watch the trailer. I didn't know much about it going into it, which I think it ended up playing better for me. So I'm not going to spoil much for anyone on this video, but if you like, hot dog fingers, you'll enjoy this movie. Seeing Ke Huy Quan in this as well. I was a big fanboy of his when I was younger in movies like The Goonies, Indiana Jones. So to see him come back and obviously be successful in his return to movies is been great to see. And this whole cast, Jamie Lee Curtis and obviously Michelle Yeoh as well, did a great job. So nothing bad to say about this movie. And it's one of those that you also, I found after the first time I watched it, I was thinking about it for a couple days and, it hit me different. I don't know if I would have enjoyed this as much when I was younger, but now that I'm older and a parent and stuff, I really like that one. Number 7. This is the newest movie on the list and the only one from 2025 in my top 10, F1. Joseph Kosinski did a great job following up Top Gun Maverick with this movie, which is almost like Top Gun Maverick on wheels. Brad Pitt, I've always loved Brad Pitt in movies, and he did a fantastic job in this one as the mentor figure. I just think it was one of those where, it's almost like a no-nonsense storyline. You somewhat know what's going to happen, but it doesn't matter. The sound is so good. The music and score is amazing on this one. And, just the storyline and action. It's just a throwback movie that we don't see as much anymore. And the way Joseph Kosinski, obviously does all of the, effects and the sound and all that makes it even better. But the way he keeps his story simple and satisfying, I eat it up. And this was definitely my favorite movie of 2025. Number 6 is, yes, Oppenheimer from Christopher Nolan. No surprise. I love his movies. The way he tells stories is, I think second to none. Him and Denis Villeneuve, I think, are two of the best directors working today. I knew about Oppenheimer and the subject matter. I'm a little bit of a history buff, so I knew the story going in and all that, but seeing the way that Christopher Nolan tells it, and obviously you get more character and some of the back stuff that maybe I didn't read about, but the way that he just directs and delivers the story on film, I didn't think I was going to enjoy this as much as I did. And the fact that it made close to $1 billion at the box office, I think a lot of people felt the same way. But yeah, amazing job. Can't wait to see the Odyssey later this year. But yeah, number 6, Oppenheimer. And it looks amazing on 4K as well, like most of his movies do, because of how he films. Following up, Christopher Nolan is Christopher Nolan. And maybe I'll get some flack or heat for this one, but I love Tenet. I always have. When it first came out, I felt a lot of people were saying, didn't get it, or they couldn't hear it. I don't know if I was just in a good theater or something, but I heard everything. I understood it. I thought it was amazing. I love the way that he takes subject matter like this and turns it into a really interesting storyline, and just the way his brain works. I don't know. It's really good. And I like the actors. Robert Pattinson, I'm a big fan of. Also John David Washington. I was going to say David Washington. I knew wasn't his first name. Denzel's son does an amazing job in this one. And overall, as you expect with a Christopher Nolan, score is amazing. The story, the filming, all that kind of stuff looks great on 4K. So Tenet comes in at number 5. Number 4 was a bit of a surprise for me as well, that I liked it as much as I do. I also liked the first one from this, but it was Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I like animation, but it's usually not the first thing I go to. So the fact that this is in my top 10 tells you how much I enjoyed this series. Can't wait for the next one to come out, but just the animation style in this one's amazing. Looks so good on 4K. All of the different Spider-Men. My kids like this one as well, and yeah, I can't say enough. So if you haven't seen Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse, highly recommend. Great movies. Number 3 on my list. Once again, I was expecting to like this one. I just didn't think I would like it as much as I did, and that is The Batman. When this came out from Matt Reeves, like I said, I was expecting that, I'm going to like that. I wasn't too sure about Robert Pattinson as Batman. I do love him as an actor, but I couldn't really see it. But once this came out, instantly fell in love with it. I loved the dark themes of it. Gotham feels like a character in itself, and I don't know, I know it's reflecting kind of bad here. Sorry, I have the cases around my steelbook so they stay nice. But yeah, absolutely loved this one, and can't wait for the sequel to come out. I know it's probably going to be another year or so before we see it, but yeah, super excited that's going to be continuing on. And I know they did the Penguin miniseries on DC. That was great as well. So love this world. Yeah, can't wait to see what they do. Number 2, this was a tough one for me. I went back and forth between the number 1 and number 2, but I did settle on putting Top Gun Maverick at number 2 for now. This was number 1 for a while. Can't say enough about this one. My whole family loves this, even my wife, and she's not typically into action movies. I'm sure the football scene on the beach helps, but either way, great follow-up from the original release of the 80s. Tom Cruise, Val Kilmer, Miles Teller, they all did an amazing job on this one. Joseph Kosinski again, great job directing the score, the scene, the filming, cinematography, all that kind of stuff. Looks amazing. Having the camera in the jets, just it's so visceral, the experience. So yeah, like I said, I can't say enough. And on 4K, this is to me the definitive disc that you'd want to show to anyone that hasn't experienced 4K before, because it delivers. So that one, number 2, but on some days might be number 1. And then finally, I am cheating a little bit with my number 1 pick, but I am doing the double Dune. So, kind of counting this as one movie, but Dune 1 and Dune 2, absolutely love both of them. I probably lean towards Dune 2 as my favorite right now, but, like I said, I typically watch them back to back when I'm doing a rewatch. So they would definitely come in at number 1 for me right now. The, on-site location shooting that Denis Villeneuve does with this makes every scene look so amazing. Obviously the cast is stacked and out of this world, so no issues with acting. The music, this is one of the scores that I've downloaded and listened to multiple times. So, for the music alone, it would be high on this list. But yeah, story-wise, everything just absolutely amazing. Can't wait for the third one to come out to finish off the trilogy. But that wraps up my top 10 movies of 2020 so far. Like I said, I'd be interested to see what your top 10 are, but hope you enjoyed the video. Comment down below. Tell me I'm crazy. Tell me what your top 10 are. But until the next video, we'll see you later. Enjoy the weekend.